Stastny, what is this corner and what's going on behind us?
Well, this corner is a corner near the railway station in West Berlin, and behind us you see a lot of people who are trading East German currency.
Why? How long has this been going on?
This has been going on for the last 2-3 months.
Why?
Because since then there's a lot of people coming over from East Germany who need West German marks in order to buy goods here, and they are not allowed to change unlimited amounts in their banks in East Germany. And on the other hand, you have more and more people traveling from the West to visit the East. So they take the advantage of buying cheaper currency here.
Peter, when we were here back in April, there were a lot of people hanging around this corner exchanging money. What was that all about?
Well, I mean, the people here, there was 100 selling and 100 buying Eastern marks or Western mark or vice versa.
Why?
Because there was a black market for Eastern currency. Since November of '89, the people from the Eastern side could come over, but they would not have Western money, so they would just change it here on the streets, and there were people making their business out of it.
Can you remember what the difference was in the value between the East and the West mark?
It varied quite a lot. In December '89, it was 15 East to 1 West. Then it became gradually less because there was a demand on the Western side for Eastern money, because the Westerners would go across and would also buy their Eastern marks here. So it dropped until 1 to 3 at the end.
And then in the end, what did the government do?
Well, at the end was the Monetary and Economic Union, the 1st of July of 1990, when West marks were introduced, or Deutschmarks as one calls them, on the Eastern side. So since then, there was no more Eastern currency and there was no more black market, and so the place is absolutely empty, as you see.
When they were here before, did the government let them do this, or did they arrest them?
They did let them do it, even though it was illegal.
How come?
Yeah, because there would have been just too many people all over the place selling money. It would have been not a nice picture of the police chasing people.
Now, what's the result of the one-for-one exchange between the East and the West mark? What's happened since they've done that?
Well, that some people in the East have converted a big amount of their savings into Western marks and are able to buy Western goods at a reasonable rate, not at 10 to 1, for example.
Are there new Western goods over in the East now?
Yeah, of course. Since the 1st of July, or the 2nd actually, because it was a Monday, the shops were equipped with Western goods, so you can buy any product in the East now.
What's happened to prices over in the East?
Well, the prices were adjusted to the Western prices, so it's exactly the same price level.
What about things like transportation and food and housing?
Food is the same price as in the western part of Germany. Transportation and housing is still controlled by the state.
What's the long-range prognosis for money in Germany? Is the value going to go up or down?
Well, one thought that there might be an inflation because of the new amount of money that has been introduced into the money market, but so far one hasn't seen a sharp rise. So one thinks that the mark could hold its value.
Whatever happened to all those people that were back here?
Virtually, I don't know. They just disappeared. They have found other opportunities, I guess.
They're not the ones over at Brandenburg Gate selling souvenirs, are they?
Partly, that might be true.
Coming up next, C-SPAN's Look at